Bill here with the Metals Minute. Today is Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Well, the metals are taking a well-deserved breather this morning, but nevertheless, they've had a great week. We have gold up 3%, silver up 8%, and the other metals are up as well. All the details are in the write-up, but it's been a continuing saga for silver, and a lot of new information coming out and reasons why we're seeing this demand for silver. We see the demand has increased more than the supply. For the second year in a row, the projected demand for silver is greater than the increased production of silver. So we have expected increases in production of 2.5% to 3% for silver, due to a couple of reasons. One is higher density finds at some of the silver mines, and the other is an added effort in the recycling arena. And recycling is important because of the 60% of silver that is used in industrial applications, 80% of that ends up in landfills. So sometimes it makes sense to go after that silver. In fact, whenever you purchase another phone, often they'll make you an offer on your existing phone, because there's a lot of silver in there, a lot of electrical components, and silver's an excellent transfer, a conductor, if you will, of electricity between those small circuits. Nothing is as efficient for that as silver. So if they can recover that from you before it goes to the landfill, that's even better. So that's why they offer you money for your phone whenever you buy another one. But even with that, the demand for silver is at 5%. So it's 2.5% to 3% higher than the increased supply. And one of the reasons it's hard to increase supply for silver is only 30% of the silver produced comes from silver mines. So even if the silver mines were able to somehow crank up production, which they have a limited ability to do, it doesn't impact the overall supply of silver because it's only 30% of it. The other 70% comes as a byproduct from other mines. So here in Missouri, they have lead mines that silver is a byproduct for. You may have platinum mines or palladium mines, and silver is a byproduct. Copper and gold mines, silver is often a byproduct. So it's the demand for the other metals that increase or decrease the supply of silver from those mines, which make up 70% of where annual silver production comes from. So you can't call up a copper mine and say, hey, increase production because we want more silver. They're not going to do that. They will only increase when there's a greater need for copper. Same way for platinum and palladium. And so keep in mind that as the electrical vehicles come online, they use more silver and copper, but less platinum, less palladium. So that takes off a significant portion of where silver comes from if the demand for those two metals decreases as the world transitions from the gas and diesel powered automobiles to electrical vehicles. So it's kind of a paradox where the demand for silver increases, but a lot of the supply demand decreases because it's mainly due to the demand for the other metals. So you can see where silver is in a position that we could have a massive multi-decade silver squeeze going on, and we're right now just at the beginning stages of it. So that's exciting. Now there's other things going on in the economy. We've seen credit cards balances increase by 13%. That's the highest leap in such a short period in 20 years. And that's due to stagflation. It's due to the growth of the economy being lower than the rate of inflation. And so for people to continue their lifestyle, continue purchasing whatever it was they were purchasing, they're having to borrow funds to do it due to the increase in prices from inflation. So that's leading to higher credit card balances. We're also seeing houses, prices of houses are coming down at the fastest pace in history, and the second most decrease in 50 years. There was one larger decrease in house prices, but it was over a little bit longer period of time. But this rate of house prices coming down is the highest in history. And so we're seeing some things reverse. The economy is trying to digest what's going on. And stagflation, it's getting harder for the stagflation deniers to hold on to their position, because this is where we are. It's something we've been talking about for a year, and now it's officially here. And the encouraging thing for those of us in the precious metals area is this is where gold and silver traditionally really shine. In the periods of stagflation and immediately afterwards, they have outpaced most every other asset class, with the exception in the 70s, oil did really well. I think we're going to see that again, but we're also going to see the metals be right there with oil. And keep in mind, it takes oil to mine the metals. So as the price of oil rises, that acts as a support underneath precious metals. So thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. A lot of things happening out there, and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.